playing himself in the multiplayer horror game, to everyone on the internet losing their minds over the announcement, Nicolas Cage is coming to Dead by Daylight, but he's not playing any of his characters. Yep, after spending 40 years of his life making absolute cinema gold, the 59-year-old is finally ready to spread his wings and make his video game debut in Dead by Daylight. Of course, it's not rare for Hollywood stars to cross over into the games industry, and many other big-time actors have done it before, like Keanu Reeves and Norman Reedus. Well, except for the fact that Nick Cage's appearance is kind of bizarre. You know why? Well, for starters, Dead by Daylight is an asymmetric multiplayer survival game, meaning there's one monster chasing around a group of people who've got to escape before they're caught or murdered by the killer. And while there are some OG characters in the game, most of the popular options come from collabs with other horror franchises, like A Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead, Stranger Things, and Resident Evil. My point is, every single character that's been added to the game belongs to a different franchise, has a gimmick attached to them. But as far as Nicolas Cage is concerned, it's just him. No, seriously, he's not appearing as the Ghost Rider, Castor Troy, or any of his iconic characters. He's just gonna dive into a survival horror game as Nick Cage, the Hollywood actor, which is absolutely wild and is obviously a first for Dead by Daylight as well. I mean, that raises so many questions, with the biggest one being, is the actor gonna be a killer or a survivor? Whenever they've introduced a character from another horror franchise, it hasn't even been a question. Like, of course, Michael Myers is a killer. But with Cage, it's kind of hard to tell, because honestly, he could play either of the roles. After all, the dude has played a treasure hunter, a baker, and Dracula in his movies. Now, the official teaser trailer did leave some clues for us. Posted by the game's Twitter account, the trailer starts off with glimpses of a destroyed movie set, you know, with the flipped over director's chair and all that jazz. And in the background, we can hear Nicolas Cage saying, "There's nothing more powerful than imagination. It can shape the fabric of reality, transform everything you may think you know." Oh, and right after saying this, he slowly fades into the shot wearing his red dressing gown from his Dracula movie Renfield. Yep, that right there could be a massive hint, and he could actually show up as a bad guy within the game. Although, according to Eurogamer and For the Win, the actor will be appearing as a survivor in the game, so who knows? Maybe we'll get the best of both worlds, with Nick Cage being the first person to play both sides in Dead by Daylight. After all, he does talk about imagination and transformation, meaning he could potentially switch between some of his iconic roles. Yeah, that being said, at least the developers aren't throwing him into the game without any reason, because yes, there's a backstory for his appearance as well. Now, other than the teaser trailer, Behavior Interactive also posted a blurb on its website, and it basically says that Cage thought he'd seen, and done it all after winning countless awards and appearing in over 100 movies. But as he was on set filming The Role of a Lifetime, his performance summoned the Entity, which is a powerful evil being. And now, the actor's been sent into the otherworldly fog, where he'll have to survive killers that are deadlier than even the most scathing film critic. Again, some mixed messaging there with him being a survivor, right? However, while Cage's appearance in the game is definitely a massive head-scratcher, we don't actually have to wait that long to find more details. After all, the game's 7th anniversary live stream is right around the corner. Yep, that's right. Dead by Daylight has become a fan favorite in its 7 years since launch, and the developers got a special showcase to reveal all sorts of new content for the game. Oh, and yeah, even though the Nicolas Cage teaser did mention that we should tune in on July 5th to find out more, fans were treated to a glimpse of the actor in the most recent trailer that dropped on May 19th. Sure, we didn't get any real gameplay or his exact abilities within the game, but at least we now know for sure if he's got multiple forms or not. However, bringing the 59-year-old into the game isn't the only big move that Dead by Daylight is making. In fact, the franchise is expanding beyond just the core multiplayer horror game, with multiple new projects in the works. Seriously, they've got a new movie, a story-driven game from the Quarry and Until Dawn developer, Supermassive, and a comic book, among other things. Oh, and yeah, all these things are making an appearance during the anniversary stream too, with the official Twitter account teasing some new surprises. Coming back to Nicolas Cage though, including the actor's a major milestone, not only for the franchise, but for video games as a whole. I mean, we've seen actors play characters in games, but this is the first time someone's appeared in a video game as themselves. And you know what that means? We could see other Hollywood stars do the same. After all, with the amount of attention that Nick Cage is getting, it wouldn't be surprising to see other actors and video game companies trying to cash in on the hype. Now, obviously, one of the biggest reasons why this announcement is so popular in the first place is the fact that it was just very unexpected and came out of nowhere. Still, this has opened the door for other fan-favorite actors to join the franchise in the future. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see Nicolas Cage and John Travolta face off against each other in Dead by Daylight. With that said, there's already tons of speculation on social media about the gameplay differences he will bring to the series. Like, if he's a killer, what sort of abilities will he have? And likewise, what's he gonna offer as a survivor that other characters can't? Well, John Wang, who's a gameplay programmer for Dead by Daylight, retweeted the teaser trailer and said that his perks are gonna be a treat. What's more, he also said that people are not ready for what's coming to the game, which obviously only added more fuel to the fire. Speaking of perks though, Dead by Daylight fans have some theories about his appearance as well. For instance, some people are really hyper-focused on the whole imagination thing he says in the teaser, and that, according to them, is a sign that the entity didn't actually pull Cage into the fog at all. In fact, it was the actor himself who manifested himself into the entity's realm, and his perks? Well, rearranging the trials in his favor, of course. What's more, a lot of people just want at least one of his perks to be called Not the Bees, which is an iconic line from his 2006 horror film, The Wicker Man. There's also some speculation about his potential cosmetic options. Like, could we actually see different costumes from some of his iconic roles? Not to mention, there have been reports that the actor actually joined the Dead by Daylight universe to promote his upcoming movie, Sympathy for the Devil, so we could see some bonus cosmetic items from that too. In fact, some people have gone as far as to suggest that this collab isn't just limited to the game itself, and that Nicolas Cage is gonna star in the upcoming Dead by Daylight movie as well, which would be wild. But amidst all these updates and speculation about the actor's role in the game, there's one thing that's been simply unprecedented: the social media reaction. I mean, Nicolas Cage joining any video game is a big deal, but Dead by Daylight? That's extra special because the franchise has one of the most dedicated fan bases in the world. And well, of course, as soon as the announcement was made, everyone had the exact same reaction: utter disbelief. Like, most people couldn't even believe that the announcement was real, let alone the fact that it was just the actor playing himself. Oh, and then there were a bunch of people saying that he's gonna be their main character forever now. Yeah, be prepared to see DBD lobbies that are just 4 Nick Cages running around and fixing generators. Also, yes, there were plenty of memes. Dead by Daylight streamer Bear Irene TV, for instance, posted a photo of the actor as Jesus and wrote, "He saved DBD." While another user, PupRexTTV, posted a gif of the actor from Con Air, winking at the camera, and wrote, "Me when my solo queue teammate blows up the generator we're working on again." What's more, there were probably dozens of people just posting the "shut up and take my money" gif from Futurama. In fact, one user, D-No, went as far as to say that adding Nick Cage to your video game automatically makes it the best game ever made. And honestly, I can't disagree. So, there you have it. From everyone on the internet losing their minds over the announcement to the actor playing himself in the game, that was all for Nicolas Cage's appearance in Dead by Daylight.